All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about the Bitcoin miners, and more specifically, I want to talk about market cap and some fundamentals. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. So if that's content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, everybody remember to please smash the like button. It helps the channel out a lot. There's a link in our pinned comment to our free Discord, so you're also welcome to join us over there. We mostly talk about Bitcoin, but you're welcome to talk about all things investing. So let's talk about the Bitcoin miners. And again, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to dig a little bit deeper and talk about market caps and some of the fundamentals on these miners and look at where they've gone over the course of time. I'm going to compare this month to last month for every single Bitcoin miner. Okay, so you'll see highlighted in yellow is their current market cap, and that's after Friday's very green day. This is their market cap, and I'm tracking 17 publicly traded Bitcoin miners in North America. So this makes up the vast majority of the publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. So 1 month ago, I did a video on this talking about how their total market cap was down to $12.5 billion, which I found rather shockingly low. So what has happened since then, of course, is an even bigger surprise to me. So Bitcoin is down about 24.5%. So that was a tough month. But if you look at the Bitcoin miners, even after that massive rally yesterday, these are all down between 30 to 40 to 50%. A few of them are down even over 50%. So you can see the list goes on. There's really no exceptions. The best performers were in the low 30s. The worst performers were in the low 50s. And that really happened mostly down here. Stronghold was down 53% and DigiHost was down almost 53%. So those two had the toughest month out of all of these miners. BitDigital was actually down the least. It was still down more than Bitcoin was, but it was down 27.8%. However, BitDigital has been beaten down drastically, as have most of these Bitcoin miners, but they were the least affected over the course of the last month, but that still leaves them at $138 million market cap, which is just a small fraction of what their market cap was 6 or 8 months ago. So I want to show you one chart. If you total up all these market caps at 515, you're at about $7.3 billion. Now that's for 17 publicly traded companies, including all of the largest publicly traded North American Bitcoin miners. So put together, they're at $7.3 billion. If I look at just Marathon, this is a chart of Marathon's market cap over the course of the last year. Marathon by themselves was worth $7.5 billion. Marathon in November's market cap was higher than every single publicly traded Bitcoin mining company put together right now. So that just shows you how dramatically the market caps of these companies have fallen off. And remember, yes, the price of Bitcoin has fallen quite a bit, more than 50%, but most of these companies have grown significantly over the last 6 months, probably on the average about doubling their exahash rate. Some of them have done more than that. So for just this one company to have been worth more than all of them put together right now is very hard for me to understand. This is one of those important reasons why I tell you that this is not financial advice. I'm not recommending any of these stocks. I'm not recommending you buy them. I'm not recommending you sell them. I'm trying to give you guys some information so that you can take the due diligence that I've done and add your own and see if there's any of these that may represent a value to you. I can tell you there's several on this list that I think are a great value. However, there's some others that I'm staying away from. Right now, what I'm trying to show you is in totality, the entire industry is down to the point where it's worth less than just Marathon was worth 6 months ago. So if we look at a few of the fundamentals, I want to look at price book and price sales because you're going to see the Bitcoin miners are trading at very, very low numbers. This is Riot blockchain. And again, this is on Yahoo Finance, and these numbers are not perfect, but they're reasonably close for the purposes of this conversation. So according to Yahoo, Riot is trading at 0.68 its book value. So it's trading at less than its book value. Now remember, these are small cap, high growth companies. Now we're in a risk off environment big time. This is one of the most brutal downturns I have seen in high growth stocks in the last 30 years. And the small cap high growth stocks were hit first and harder than the large cap, although now many of the large cap high growth stocks are being punished. So for the Bitcoin miners, there's a combination of the fact that there's massive pressure on the equity side for small cap high growth companies, coupled with the fact that Bitcoin is down more than 50% off of its all-time high from November. There's a lot of forces pushing these companies down, but I would argue the best of these companies, in my opinion, are very, very undervalued. And a lot of these companies would have to double or triple just to get back to what was their lows on the year of 2021. And these are much bigger companies now. So, some of these would have to 3, 4, 5x just to get back to last year's high. And I think that, depending on the stock, some of them may do that. Others may not. So that's where you've got to do your due diligence and know which miners you think are going to succeed. But I'm just going to run through a few examples because most of them have very similar numbers. So again, the book value here, this is trading at less than 1 times book value. They're saying 0.68. Price to sales, 3. That's the trailing 12 months sales. And we know these companies are growing very rapidly. Most of these companies' revenue are growing faster than 100%. So at a trailing 12-month price to sales, this might be a 1 or 1.5 month future price to sales. If you look around at different industries and at averages, you're not going to find a lot of high growth stocks historically that have traded at these types of numbers. I mean, just a year ago, the price sales on this company was 185 to 1, and now it's 3 to 1. So that is a drastic reduction. And again, the price book a year ago was 16 times book, and now it's less than 1 times book. And it's a similar story. Let's just take a look at Bitfarms. This is another example. So if I look at the same numbers, price to book, this is trading at less than its book value, 0.9. This was trading at 47 times its book value a year ago, and now it's trading at less than 1 times its book value. So the price of this stock has been drastically reduced. The market cap of this company has been drastically reduced. Price to sales, trailing 12 months, 1.89. That's for the trailing 12 months. Bitfarms is planning on quadrupling this year. So, they may be at 1 to 1 or less than 1 to 1 price to sales, depending on what the price of Bitcoin is by the end of the year this year. So again, those are staggeringly low numbers. Just going to do one more just for the sake of example. I could look at all of them and they're all very similar. They're not all the same. So please, if you're investing, go look at your specific stock. But if we take a look at CleanSpark, CleanSpark is trading at just over half of its book value at 0.53. So this went from a year ago 11 times its book value to now 1/2 of its book value. So again, a drastic reduction. Price sales on a trailing 12 months. They're at 1.9 price sales. So less than 2 on a trailing 12 months. And again, they're going to double the amount of Bitcoin they mine in 2022 versus 2021, if not more. So again, this could be another company that's down maybe close to 1 or potentially less than 1 price to sales ratio. So again, every one of these companies is different. They all have a different story. They all have a little bit of a different business model. Some of them have other lines of revenue. They all have different strategies on hodling Bitcoin. So it's very important to know if you're going to invest, you've got to look at the miner you're investing in and see what their business model is and what their strategy is and what their numbers are before you invest any money. And of course, again, this is not financial advice. I can't tell you guys what to buy or what to sell. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a global picture of what's happening with the publicly traded Bitcoin miners as a whole. And you can see that over the course of the last 1 month even, these stocks have been destroyed. And a month ago, I did a video because at $12.5 billion total market cap, I thought that was historically low. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.